Hello, everybody. Welcome into the VOTB Football Show here from the
right
Brews on the Balcony studios. We are live on Facebook. We are live on Periscope. I just spit everywhere. We are ready for Conference Championship weekend.
Sunday.
We're a little bit late today, boys, but it's okay. When we get away from Cafe Tea,
man.
everything hits the fan.
Well, we're in studio. I mean, I had to get my Mickey D's breakfast going.
Yeah.
Zook had to, go.
Who's got their sound on? Is that me?
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know.
Someone muted.
Who's
Big
got
Web.
their sound
Big
on?
Web.
Big
All right.
Web.
It's a whole fucking thing this
What do I
Sunday.
got here?
Well, you're playing the broadcast over the
I'm
microphone.
trying to share the damn
My
thing.
God.
Trying to share the show.
We are
The
up
Brews
and
on the
rolling.
Balcony difference.
That's
The
right.
Brews.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
We're kicking ass today.
Yes,
We
we are. I
are.
don't even have my computer out yet, but welcome in. We're giving away 3 Cafe Telegraph gift cards today for $20.
1.
2 and 3. And you can get some fantastic smoked par-fried wings there. My favorite, of course.
Hey.
And we'll give away those 2 people that share this post, whether you actually retweet it on Twitter or if you're on Facebook, you share it, you get a chance to win a Cafe Telegraph gift certificate. We're also giving away one with Zook's Big Time Trivia question. Zook, you got one ready for later on, don't
I
you?
got one ready. I got one loaded in the chamber,
You
boys.
think it's one of those tougher ones, or is it kind of like,
Yeah.
Honestly, no, I didn't go too hardcore for this one. You should be able to get it if you're a football
Should
person.
be able to get it, Nick.
It's one everybody should be able to get.
Sure.
I don't think you necessarily have to be a football person either. You should be able to, if you just kind of pay attention, if you're in the loop.
Yeah, if
you
you're
should
not
know.
living under a damn rock.
I don't
you
know.
should be able
Some
to get
people
it.
might be living under a damn rock. So be sure to share this down below on Facebook. If you're watching on Twitter, do the same. We'll give on 1 gift card for Twitter, another for Facebook, and then obviously Zook's trivia question. It's all at Balcony Brews Pod, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Absolutely. And we wouldn't be here without our great sponsors. Cafe Telegraph, 2650 Telegraph Road. We mentioned we're giving away the gift cards today. They hosted us from week 1 through week 16. The best smoked meats in town, the coldest beer in town as well. You got to go over there, 2650 Telegraph
forget the
Road.
coldest water.
And the coldest water. Cafe Telegraph, one of our great sponsors. K. Roberts Remax Gold. K is the absolute best, as we always talk about. Helped me get my beautiful home, which helped us build this beautiful studio. 314-409-4113. That's K. Roberts Remax Gold. Sarah at Family Finance Mortgage. Sarah Barron also helped me get my new home. 314-537-1282. And last but not least, you have the one and only STL Distillery with Brew Vodka, BRU Vodka, because it is distilled from craft beer. Delicious stuff. And the proud sponsor not only of the BOTB Football Show, but Brews on the Balcony as a whole. Boys, we have Conference Championship weekend. We will get to the trivia question later on. We'll get your thoughts on Facebook and Twitter. Please send in your comments. We'll hopefully give you some good answers. Let's talk about last week, though. The divisional matchups, obviously some big-time games. The big upset, the Tennessee Titans, man, they just keep going. They just keep going. We talked about it a little bit on Sunday. That was a Saturday game, I believe.
Was it?
So
It was.
Yeah,
Saturday
Saturday
night.
game, because
Yep,
I remember
Saturday
talking
night.
about it more. But
Yeah.
just breaking it down, the Titans now go against the Chiefs. I think you could say the toughest competition they'll have in Kansas City today, because they go through Lamar Jackson, which was the big shock last week. Of course, my uncle, big-time Ravens fan, got to see his reactions to the Titans just dominating on the ground and how good Derrick Henry is.
Were you with him for that game?
Oh, he
That's
was
a tough
freaking out.
beat.
He was
They were
freaking out.
They were getting beat, but he still wore his pajama pants proudly the whole time. And after the game, he was sulking, had a couple drinks. He was all right.
Yeah, this is how big of a Ravens fan he is. He's wearing pajama pants at like 5 in the afternoon.
Right.
He didn't give a
House
shit.
pants.
He's like, and
Yeah.
he changed his shirt. He's got like 8 Raven shirts. He changed it like 8 times,
Yeah,
and
he's
it didn't help
Trying
him
to
at
get
all.
the mojo
Trying to get something
switched up.
going. Yeah, it didn't work out for him though.
Yeah, I tell you what, that Derrick Henry is something else. He's just a beast, a tank, and definitely going to make it harder for the Chiefs this week, I think, than it was for the Chiefs matchup last week. Obviously, making that miraculous comeback against the Houston Texans after being down 24 to
What a
nothing
game!
to come all the way back. And credit this guy right here, because
Thank you very much.
we all said there's absolutely no way that the Chiefs are going to be able to beat a team by 10 points. And what do? They get down 24-0 to the Texans, and we're like, ooh, this is gravy. I was tweeting early out. I was like, yep, Chiefs could still come back and win this game. Patty Mahomes is the real deal, but no way they're going to beat him by 10.
They still covered with comfort, baby. And I remember Nick, and we all said, clip it off.
I
clip
did.
this
I
up."
posted it too. I don't know if
you
you
go.
saw that. We
There you
posted Big Web saying clip it off. We
I'll-
don't do
I'll-
it, even if it
I'll
doesn't
eat-
work in our
I'll
favor.
eat
We
my
still
words.
post it.
I'll eat my
Beautiful.
words on that one.
was a
It's
good
like
game.
I like when you slow it down and Nick says, I'm on top, you're on the bottom.
But that's still true. That's still true. I am still on top.
Then I
is
put
true.
the other parlay together with Kansas City and Kansas City over. You are wasting money.
You're wasting money. But where are you at now? You're still positive
$1,000, ladies and
even
gentlemen.
before today's Big Web's best wagers, right?
Yeah,
Love
we
to
are
see
at
it.
Big Web's best wagers. The pot's at $1,000 now, so even. So we hit 2 pars last week.
2 pars.
We lost a couple teasers thanks to Baltimore, but
Yeah.
Bogeyed the
I
teasers.
think a lot of people had
That's
those.
all right.
So no, we're there. We're
You're
at
in.
4
I mean,
figures.
the fact that you're positive and in the money
Yeah.
this late into the season and championship weekend
It's exciting.
is very, very exciting.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
and-
making people money, man.
And we're in a good position to go aggressive today, and a good position to go aggressive
Is
in the
that-
Super Bowl. So
Positive 1,000 on the initial 400 that you put in, or is it positive 600?
it is not actually. The first 200 is absorbed in there, but the second 200 isn't. So technically, the positive dollar amount is $800.
Is $800.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
There it is.
Good stuff.
There it is.
Well, we'll get to the games later on. Obviously, we talked about what we've been able to see in this playoffs is not what we expected. I'll say that. I think, again, with the Patriots gone, the Saints gone, the Ravens gone, I'm just honestly glad the Chiefs got it done because I think they're the last team that people expected to be here, at least have a shot. In my opinion, if I'm rooting for an extremely exciting Super Bowl, the Chiefs have to win this game today. Have to. Absolutely have to win this game today.
No, and the NFL is actually rooting for that too. They won't say it, but it's just a big draw. They got all the weapons. They got all the clout going into the whole season. Tennessee wasn't one of those teams that you'd have all that fanfare for. I mean, it's very exciting.
They are now, though. I mean, I tell you what,
Solid.
Nashville's come out of the woodwork.
Dude,
Oh, yeah.
solid football fans that watch this stuff every week, like us. I mean, you're
I've
looking
never
at, you're
seen
looking
more
at
Tennessee stuff than the
Tennessee's
last couple
so
weeks.
intriguing. I mean, it's a cool smash mouth football team, and there can be some great matchups, but the league still they like to pop, man. They want
Patty Mahomes in that Super Bowl, man.
That's-
And if they
that's
can
what they
get, I
want.
mean, I'm sure they would be happy, honestly, if the Chiefs make it and if it was San Francisco or Green Bay. But let's be honest. I think what the people want to see, what the NFL wants to see, is Rodgers against Mahomes.
yeah, for sure.
Absolutely want to see that.
Nobody wants to see Tannehill in there.
I think that Frisco is quarterback to quarterback.
You're talking market size.
but team for team, yeah.
Yeah, if you want the
Kansas City and
market
Frisco,
size.
boom, there's your Super Bowl. Right
No.
there. Pop.
No.
Listen, look at he's wearing the G proudly
got
over there.
the-
I don't think so.
He's got the bad man's jersey on.
You
today.
want Jimmy G strings in the Super Bowl over
No way.
AR-12?
I want the team.
Don't say AR-12. I don't like that.
I think. I
Has
mean,
anyone ever called him AR-12?
AR-12.
That's
Yeah.
not even a thing.
AR-12.
I think.
It's the legalized version.
I think we're gonna see some surprises today. I don't think it's gonna be as straight as everybody's saying. I mean, if I'm a Kansas City fan, I'm worried right now. I'm positively concerned because there is. I mean, just what Derrick Henry has shown throughout this playoffs and throughout the entire season. That worries me. If they're able to keep Patty Mahomes off the field. Now, Pat Mahomes, they score fast and quick, fast, speedy, whatever word for quick you can put up
Yeah.
there. That's how quickly they score. So obviously, Tennessee's game plan coming into this game is run the damn ball, run the damn ball, run the damn ball
Sure.
the entire freaking game.
Right.
With your tank that you have, with your dump truck that you have in the backfield there, and Derrick Henry, and keep Patty Mahomes off the field. But I mean, it's cold out there. And Patty Mahomes has shown that he can throw in that cold weather, so I'm very excited for that game.
Yeah, I mean, giving 7 points with KC is not the same as giving 7 points with any other team. I mean, would you agree with that, Big Web, with the way that they can score in bunches like Nick mentioned?
Exactly. And
Surprised it's only 7.
I think it's gonna be a lot like you just described. I think it's gonna be a lot of running, a lot of time of possession on the Tennessee side, and they're gonna score.
Yeah.
But then Patrick's gonna go bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
and they score.
Well,
and
that-
it's just a matter of who's going to outlast who. You got defenses. Kansas City's defense is going to be on the field a lot, and that may be the difference. But I got to go with Kansas City here. There's too many weapons. They showed you last week. They can be negative 24 points and bounce back and blow you out. They got too many weapons. They got too much pop on offense. Tennessee's going to get their points, but this thing's going to be 30-something to high 20s.
You think so? See,
you-
I think
you
it
like
could be a
the over?
blowout. I really do.
You know Tennessee's going to get in 3 to 4 times.
I don't know,
think?
man.
They don't have it.
They don't get the ball
I
enough.
think
KC's defense is not that solid against the run, and,
See-
and they've been blowing people.
That's
he's been running past good defense.
that's my point. Is people
I think the big worry with this game.
people have been sitting on the Chiefs all season, rightfully so. I think we all had them in the Super Bowl, at least getting there, if not winning. Zook, I think you had them winning.
I had them winning. What was everybody else's Super Bowl picks?
I had them in the Super Bowl losing to the Bears.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, to the Bears.
Our
think I had
NFC
Chiefs
picks
and
didn't go
Saints.
very well.
NFC toilet. What'd you initially have?
I think I
Did
had-
everybody have the Chiefs in the Super Bowl or no?
I think I had Browns and
I
Saints,
probably
actually.
had Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
Baltimore.
You know what's funny is we're a game away from me being when we did the football show last year, my preseason pick was Chiefs Packers.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
So Zook's,
Oh my
Zook's
God.
on the money. I mean, if you read any of
Well,
Zook's,
that was last year though, not this year.
if you read any of Zook's picks, which you can do over on bruiseonthebalcony.com, you were pretty spot on. I think especially with the AFC South, where the Titans and the Texans in terms of record was at.
Yeah, I think I was Texans won one more game than I thought they would.
Yeah. But I think if people are looking honestly at Kansas City, yes, obviously Kansas City, some of the best fans in football, if not the best, loud stadium, big home field advantage there. You got Patty Mahomes, best quarterback in the league, in my opinion, at this point in time. You got to be,
no doubt.
You got to be worried though, because again, like I said, the game plan that the Titans have ran against the Patriots and the Ravens worked efficiently. Now, do I think Pat Mahomes is better than Lamar Jackson, Tom Brady? Yeah. So I think that's going to be, this is their toughest test yet, because someone made a good point earlier: is can Ryan Tannehill bring a team back from being 14-0 down or being 14 points down?
Let's see. Patrick
Probably
says
not.
Tannehill in play action is going to be a nightmare. Now, here's the thing.
If he can work that.
Kansas City's been able to see what Derrick Henry has done though the last 2 weeks. I know you can't slow him down because he's a beast, but you have to find a way to make Tannehill beat you, because every other team has allowed for Derrick Henry to beat them by rushing for over 150. I think you take your risk with a one-on-one coverage in the secondary on a play-action bomb and let Tannehill beat you, not Derrick Henry.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. But when they showed a stat this week with 8 guys in the box, this kid's still running through them. You know, I mean, you could stack it up all you want, but he's been busting through 8 men in the box.
The Chiefs are going to have to dial up a blitz-heavy offense or blitz-heavy defense today, because that Titans O-line just moves that D-line back. They just, even when Derrick Henry's only getting 2 or 3 yards, that O-line is pushing him down the field.
Agreed, and it will happen today. They'll push Kansas City's line back. It's just this game is simply a matter of Kansas City outscoring Tennessee.
Yeah, there'll be points
They're
put
going to
up.
get their points.
What's the over-under on it?
51.
Yeah,
51.
I think it's in the 50s and then the 40s for the other game. But if they could keep them off the field, I mean, that's the thing. They just can't score too quickly. The Titans are going to get the ball. They're going to run the ball all over the Chiefs, but they can't score too quickly. Otherwise, Patty Mahomes is just going to come back and bam, bam, bam. And so it's going to be, I mean, the Chiefs are probably going to score every time they get the ball. And so you just have to control the clock and at least try to keep it close. I mean, if you can force the Chiefs to punt at all, you're in good position. I just don't think Chiefs are punting the ball very much in this game.
52.5.
52.5. That's high to me.
That's a huge number. Huge, because think about it. Even if Tennessee does what they
don't
want and they
think
run the
so.
ball with Henry, tick, 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 tick,
Yes,
tick.
exactly.
I mean, you could see this game being probably 30s to like 31 to 14 or something.
It's a tough game to set an over-under for, because the two teams are so diametrically opposed. Like, they are so opposite. The Kansas City Chiefs in that game against the Texans didn't have a drive that lasted longer than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Every time the Titans score, I don't know if they have a drive that lasts under 4 minutes. I mean, it's crazy.
I expect the same as they did last week. And Kansas City has to do that. Kansas City has to pop quickly to be able to stay in
Punch
front
him
of
in
these
the mouth.
guys.
Right.
Punch him in the mouth time and time again.
Absolutely. And then now, if you have a 14 or 17 point lead at halftime, now they got to get out of their game.
Mm-hmm.
Even though they want to run Henry, the clock's not going to let them.
They
so
have to,
they're
yeah.
going to have to throw. That's where Kansas City
And
wins the
is
football game.
Tannehill the type of quarterback in year 7 of his career that can show up when it push comes to shove? He made some great throws against the Patriots and against the Ravens, especially.
But there's no pressure on him. That's the thing.
Exactly.
He's not the number one guy. If they shut down
Exactly.
Henry, it's an obvious statement, but if they shut down Henry, Tannehill cannot carry that team to the Super Bowl. No shot.
So really, it's on the O-line then to give Tannehill protection, because if you put pressure on him, there's no, even if you're in play action. I mean, you can try and dial up a blitz. He goes play action and throws one over the top, but he's almost going to have to play a perfect game if he wants to beat Kansas City.
I agree.
The only thing that stops Kansas City's drives are penalties and drop passes.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Here's the only risk right here. Kansas City, 16 degrees today.
Yes.
Okay. They don't talk
Great
about a whole
point.
lot of wind out there, but when you're trying to play football and trying to catch balls,
Great point.
the cold can get you. It won't get Henry as much as it gets Kansas City. That's the only thing scaring me. I'm not changing off what I'm talking about, but that's the only if.
And
Just makes me sick that Kansas City's about to play a real football game, and San Francisco is going to play one in like 70 degree weather.
yeah, that is true.
Disgusting.
That's the advantage. That's the advantage.
field advantage, man.
Frisco gets. But great. I mean,
Gross.
that's a great point. If the Chiefs wideouts are catching the ball at the beginning of last week's game against the Texans, it's not even close. It's not even close. I mean, the Texans, yes, they made some good defensive plays that scored those touchdowns early, but Pat Mahomes was making every single one of his throws, and his wideouts are wide open, and
Hit
they're
him
just
in the
dropping
numbers.
the ball.
He was hitting him in the numbers.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he's throwing it right to him, which that shows me that, I mean, why Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL right now, and the Titans are going to have to do literally everything perfectly to be able to win this game.
John says, I don't believe anything Zach says. He's an idiot.
Nice.
But then he says, Zach knows I'm kidding. He's awesome. Do you know this
Who
guy?
is that?
John Marino.
Marino.
Oh, yeah, I know John. I work with John.
do
Yeah,
you?
I work with John. They're at the old day job, and yeah, we joke around a lot. He's a ne'er-do-well though, so don't listen to anything he says.
Is he related to Dan Marino?
No, he's not. You know what's
Be cool
funny?
if he does.
Hello,
I saw
John.
Be cool if he
something.
was.
Yeah, would be.
I saw something that I have to talk to him about on Monday. And John, if you're still watching, I saw a hockey player
Of course he's still watching.
that is named John Marino. That is a rookie for the Penguins that has like the second or
I
third
went
most
to,
points for a rookie defenseman.
I went to
I got to tell him if he knows him.
I went to high school with a
Wow.
guy named John Marino.
Really?
Nuh-uh.
I guess not that uncommon of a
Would
name.
you look
then.
at this?
Look at
about
that.
that?
Look at that.
He's a ne'er-do-well though, so.
Greg Zook says, good morning, show.
Good morning,
I like
show.
how he just calls us show.
Ding.
I was wondering if Big Web was ever worried about his KC team last week. Yes, I was there.
Okay, here's what I said.
Ball.
No, it's 21 nothing. And I said on the drive where they settled for a field goal, I said, this is freaking huge. 28 really puts some pressure on.
Oh, yeah.
24,
That was
you can come back and
unbelievable.
get 24 with the pop on this offense. And it happened. And it was what we were praying for. We had some dude in the bar. He was running around a table at 20, and he was high-fiving everybody. And he slid over to
Texans
our table.
guy?
and he
Oh,
started- No,
No, it was a
guy.
KC guy.
And he was down, man. He goes, come on, keep it up. Come on, let's stay positive, stay positive.
Yeah.
And he did it. After the game, I told him, I go, this is all you, buddy. You
All
made this
him.
happen.
I thought
So-
that last one, the third one to Kelsey in the first half, I swore that Mahomes would pass the line of scrimmage. I mean, it was the closest you could possibly get.
I had Kelsey in fantasy, so I'm loving that right
Yeah,
there. That was a
huge.
juicy
But
week
to
last week
answer
for
your
me.
question, yes, I was stressed, and really, I
Of
thought I
course,
was
you'd be
going
lying
to
if you
get
said you
kicked
weren't.
out of the bar because I screamed at one point and nobody else was talking. Catch the fucking ball!
Golly.
You were. Dad was a little upset, and then he was so on edge that every time the ball even looked like it was a fumble, he'd be like, "Ball, ball, 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 ball." That's so funny. I got a full video because it was funny because Nick Tolley, one of our great listeners, he's tagged us and he goes, "I wonder how Big Web's reacting to this game." And I sent a video of you yelling "ball" a million times.
That's so
was a
funny
fun
too.
time.
That's the classic football guy move.
Yeah,
The
just
fumble.
ball.
Well, that's what our coaches told us. Don't worry about the word football, fumble, ball. Just the quickest thing that can come out of your mouth.
get
Ball,
down.
ball, ball.
Don't
We
try-
always got to say, do you ever do the interception version of that? Oski! You guys never said that?
No, we said Peter though. Whenever there's a
Yeah,
punt
short
and you
punt.
get away from it, get
Peter,
the,
Peter.
You hear Peter, get the fuck away from the football. Because if you get
know,
hit, you're getting your ass benched.
Was that just on some guy named Peter one time? Just
I don't know.
Was it really bad at muffin?
I've heard it
muffin
wasn't. It
returns?
wasn't just like our
To
high
be
school
honest,
thing.
I
Everybody
think
said
it's,
Peter. Peter.
Yeah.
Get the hell away from the football.
Probably
Don't touch it.
some fucker named Peter started that.
That means you find a football and you run 20 yards in the exact opposite direction. That's what Peter
just
meant.
Run
The
to,
only
just run
thing
to the
we had-
sideline. Just
I always
run to
thought
the
it was like
sideline.
kind of like a small dingling joke.
Maybe it was. I don't
It's
know.
like, don't touch the fucking thing.
Yeah,
That's what
exactly.
it is.
Yeah, it's like, not
Yeah.
that there's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong.
No. Joseph Michael Allen says Nick drinking at this hour is a power move.
Yeah, shit, man.
Hey, I'm drinking
Zook's drinking
too.
too.
I'm drinking too.
Me too.
Me too.
Gotta,
Brew vodka.
you gotta start early, man. Start early, grind.
John says, "Where are you guys?" This is my basement. This is our brand new studio we built a few weeks ago.
This
Actually,
is the studio. Yes.
pretty happy about
almost
it.
done except for the table.
This is the
So you
Cafe
see all the cords
Telegraph bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Cafe
Is that John
TV.
Marino saying that?
No, different one.
other John. John
Yeah.
Squared's in
Well,
the
other John, send a picture of yourself in. We'll put it on the wall here.
Yeah, once the once Big T gets the once Big T gets the table built, we'll have all the contraptions all hidden underneath.
That would be
So
kind of fun
it'll
though,
be
like a
nice.
listener Hall of Fame wall.
That'd be cool. That actually would be a really good idea. Have
Yeah.
all the top listeners sign like a big Bruise on the Balcony
Come on
logo.
in.
That'd
Yeah.
be kind of neat.
Big
Put them
T-
all on the wall.
Big
You get to
T's-
submit a picture of your choice.
Big T said he was still waiting for his Brucey award. I told him we were
I
gonna.
thought he got one.
He did, but we never gave the actual physical
we don't have
awards.
actual awards.
Well, what I was saying, what I was going to do is I'm just going to go in the basement, my old trophies of like my old soccer trophies, and just rip off the plaque and put a Brucey award on it. So you get like,
Yeah.
here you go. Here's an Ice Princess trophy for my
Wait,
sister.
what about
with
that
the-
soccer team? You got players counting on you to keep that on your shelf for that third grade award.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, presentation trophies because snowflakes in 2019 or participation, not presentation.
Presentation.
Participation trophies because in 2019, or 2020, we can't get our feelings hurt. Everybody gets an award.
As far as, let's go to the BOTB pickup now. It gets interesting. There are only 2 guys that are going for this top spot. Of course, if you're talking about that, I am kicking the shit out of everybody. I got 150, beating everybody by 9 because I'm
Yeah.
the king.
Yeah.
But I can't win the prize. We are giving away an NFL jersey
win it.
and a Cafe Telegraph gift card to the winner. It's between Mark Hessler and Nick Talley.
Nick Talley.
Both tied at 141
Nick Talley.
with 3 games left to go. You got these 2 today in the Super
Games.
Bowl.
Well,
Good luck, gentlemen.
What happens if we do a tie? We didn't even talk about that.
You give away 2.
No.
Nobody
We're
wins
not
in a
giving
tie.
away 2.
Nobody wins in a
Flip
tie.
a coin. The other one
We
gets
save
a
money.
T-shirt.
Oh, yeah, that's
save
now that's fun. Flip a coin.
Well, honestly,
you work your ass up, pick your ass
Jake's
up, and you got to
got-
flip
One
a
of them gets a
coin.
participation.
That's
trophy.
pretty much how NFL overtime
now
is, so
listen
why
here,
not?
Now listen here. Jake Scott and John Randall are both still in it. So if Mark Hessler and Nick Talley got all theirs wrong and those 2 guys got all theirs right, there could be a could be a winner,
that
but
could-
likely not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen.
Unlikely.
Yeah,
Unlikely.
Probably won't happen. Is it time, Zook? Do we want to do trivia?
Yeah, we can do trivia.
All right, so here we go.
So
All
how are
right.
we going to do this?
Here are the rules right here.
Is it just
so
the first person to comment?
the first person to comment with the answer, the first one on Facebook.
Yeah, you have to leave a comment on Facebook.
Leave it on Facebook. Will be able to win this Cafe Telegraph $20 gift certificate. Zook will give it, and right when he answers, right when you hear it, start typing because if you're the first one, you gotta. It doesn't. If your internet sucks, you might be fucked over
Hopefully
here.
you
You gotta
have
be
good
the top comment. So, okay, Zook, go ahead and give
All
away
right.
the trivia question.
Okay, here we go. Here's the question. I almost read the answer.
Dumbass.
All right, here's the question. Name the 4 teams that played in the conference championship games last year.
Wow.
So name the teams that played in the AFC and NFC championship games last year.
There you go.
Name all 4 of those teams. You don't need city names. I just
Joe
need the
Allen.
names of the team.
Answer: Nick sucks. Fuck you, Joe.
He was
like
first.
He
Oh,
was
you got to be
first. It's gotta
right.
be a
though.
right
Oh,
answer.
you got to
Gotta
be
be.
right.
That,
We will accept that answer if nobody else gets it
that
right.
answer is incorrect.
We'll see if people get it though.
Good luck.
nice.
Good
So
luck.
yeah,
out
are we just
there.
gonna sit here and wait?
No, keep with the show.
No, we can keep
No,
going
it's okay.
and just
We
kind
can
of
just-
wait. If someone, here's the thing.
Dead air.
It's,
We're
an,
paid
it's an easy
live.
Google.
Yeah.
It's an easy Google too.
It is an
Hopefully no
it
one
is
Googles
an
it.
easy Google.
Hopefully people actually like.
Yeah, no, there's.
Ladies and
there's
gentlemen,
no,
Did you
are
Google
on
it?
your honor.
I know it,
Do
but-
not Google this. Ladies and gentlemen of the world, do not Google this.
It's just the integrity of your listeners
That's
that
right.
you're really.
Your phone will blow up if you go to Google.
You must type in, I am not cheating. This is the answer.
You got to make it a little harder, you know. Yeah.
Your phone will self-destruct in 30 seconds if you go to Google
this
right
is,
now.
And this isn't a show where you have to be like super quick to respond. Like everybody's responding right away, so you don't have enough time to go to Google.
Right.
This is a show where you have enough time to go to Google and look it up.
Plenty of time.
You have plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
to just go find the answer. We have a new comment.
Laura says I can't Google and
Laura, I
drive.
can't Google and drive.
So,
that's
we're
what's
still
Shouldn't be texting and driving either.
This is, I gotta say, this is a pretty pitiful performance.
This
so
says
far.
we're waiting. Come on now.
I mean,
this
we have
is
17 people in here. Greg Zook has responded.
got him. Yep, that is
And
correct.
got it?
Greg Zook
Greg
wins.
Zook.
Great minds think alike. Like the apple never falls far from the tree, does it?
Greg says Patriots.
He's got it.
Greg
Chiefs,
Zook.
Rams, Saints.
10X.
That is correct. So congratulations to Mr. Zook.
Congratulations.
You win a $20 gift certificate to
Congratulations. He lives 2.5 hours away, so
So you have to mail
So
it.
you're getting that.
Oh,
Congrats, Zook.
you're covering the stamps on mailing that sucker out.
next time he comes down, we'll have to
Send
hit
him
it up. Hit up
to
some
the
cafe tea.
Bonterre. Send him to the Bonterre restaurant. It's closer for him.
There you go. Congratulations, Greg Zook. Thanks for playing Zook's Trivia.
That's kind of fun.
So what the hell? Now I have to mail it to him, and
Yeah.
I get charged personally
Yep.
for the
No,
postage.
You, just
Yep.
you eat there
Get
and
your
take
own
a
stamp.
picture of the
You can
food.
send an invoice to being reimbursed by the company. Well, I'll give you.
Oh,
a
is that
reimbursement.
right? Okay.
I'll reimburse you.
Frank says Kansas City, Tennessee, Niners, and Packers. That's this season.
That's
we were
this
talking
season,
about last year.
Frank.
Hey, Frank,
Last
but
year.
save that for next year.
Yeah, remember this though.
Remember that if we do
Next
that again next
year.
year. Yeah.
Zook will make it a little
So
harder.
trivia's done. Maybe what are we gonna do? Trivia maybe next week or Super
We
Bowl
can do
week?
another trivia today if you want at the end of the show.
We could whistle another trivia. I mean, we have plenty of.
We have
these
plenty
guys
of gift cards.
here. I think we
Okay.
have like
Or hashtag
yeah,
blessed.
We just have tons of gift cards.
We
back
can't
here.
eat all these wings by ourselves.
The wings are delicious.
So we'll come up with another one at the end of the show.
Yeah, and I think next week too. I think we were talking about possibly doing a show, maybe doing something special.
I think we will.
I mean, I'm flying
Yeah.
back. I'm skipping out of the Pro Bowl to fly back and do a show. So
You're skipping the Pro Bowl?
well, I thought
Did
about.
you tell Roger because you're not going to play?
Yeah, I said
Yeah.
I collected my
I'm
bonus.
sitting out.
I collected my bonus and donated it to charity. So
yeah.
I'm sitting out, but I donated my check
Mighty
to charity. But yeah, I think I'm gonna fly back on late Saturday night so I can make the
Nice.
show. Dedication.
Dedication. Hey,
we had-
If
anybody out
that
there-
isn't the biggest embodiment of nobody gives a flying F about the Pro Bowl, then I don't know what is.
Nick's got a free opportunity to go to the Pro Bowl.
He's
He's not
like,
rather go home and
no
just St.
thanks.
Louis and do a show at 10:30 a.m.
Tickets were $25. I did have to buy a ticket. I have tickets.
That's it?
I have tickets to the opening stuff, like all like the events and shit. But like the
Yeah.
actual game,
That was
is, like,
$25.
it's $25
Damn,
to go to the game. Yeah.
cheap as shit.
Well, and that was like for an upper deck seat, but like
Okay.
like lower deck, I think was like 100.
I have paid more than that to go watch like a White Sox team that won 60 games.
Yeah.
I paid more than that to go to a state football game before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways,
Yeah,
I
it's like
digress.
$20-25 to be at the top of the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
So
a
I
pretty
was
good deal.
like, I was like, yeah, I mean,
I'd go do it for that.
And by the
got-
way, tune in. We are not going to be talking about the Pro Bowl next week. We'll be talking about Super
No,
Bowl.
we'll be talking about Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Maybe playing
some
some
more time.
trivia, talking about the season as a whole. Kind of doing a report card of how we did for the
A
season.
reflection.
Well, sure.
A
It'll
reflection.
be a fun little rewind.
Looking
great.
at all Big Web's best bets, best wagers on what he hit on, what he didn't hit on. Maybe you can learn a little bit from him for next season
Yeah.
when you go out there and start betting.
Yeah, we'll give you a little synopsis on where we failed, where we succeeded, and
Yeah.
how we did it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Where Zach failed, picking the games.
the entire time?
Where Nick won, picking all the hardest games, the best.
So remember, guys, if you share this today, we're still giving away 2 Cafe Telegraph
Yes.
gift cards to people that share this post. So share the post right now.
Share it below or retweet if you're watching on Twitter.
Or retweet it. And then obviously we're giving away one more for a trivia question later on in the show. Nick, you mentioned the standings. Where are we currently with the Pick'em standings with 3 games left in the season?
Let us pull them up.
So you weren't ready.
No, I was not ready.
Okay.
So keep
Yeah,
talking about.
give a hot take real quick on
give
Patty
a,
Mahomes.
give a hot take while I look up the standings. Where we are
NFL,
at.
greatest sport ever.
Did I even
I don't think we calculated them
Nice.
from last week.
Did we? Did we not?
I don't think so. Unless
Wow.
you did it, I didn't.
I don't think we're going back and
You know,
searching.
here's the thing.
I'm not seeing any.
I'm running around this bitch, setting all this shit up. Nick's on his ass, drinking beer, and I go, all I need you to do is get the fucking records. It's all I need you to do.
but
He can't even do
let's
that.
blame it on the
We're drinking
producer.
beer,
Come on,
making
Zuckerman. Let's have
moaning
this thing
sounds.
Right.
So what? Do we have 4 games last week, or we have 2? We had 4 last
We had
week.
4 last week.
Yeah.
And so,
Professor.
TJ, what'd you go? You went 3-1.
Yeah.
Who'd you pick?
I picked, who we got last week? I had Tennessee. I had
Yeah,
Tennessee.
I
I
had
had
Tennessee
Tennessee.
also. I think most of us
I had
went
San
3-1.
Francisco. I had
I did
Houston,
as well.
so that's a
I had
miss.
Frisco.
And I I had Green Bay.
And you
Yeah.
had Green
Yeah,
Bay.
Green
So I
Bay
was
covered by half
3
point.
and
And
1.
I had Green Bay. I think
I had the exact same picks as TJ.
Yeah.
And
I missed on the
what'd you-
Texans.
What'd you go? You went 2-2.
I went Baltimore, so I was 2-2.
Yeah, you were 2-2, 3-1. I was 3-1. So yeah, I'm currently still top, 66 and 56. So I'm now 10 games above 500. TJ went is 63 and 60, still 3 games out. Big Web is 57 and 65, and Zook is 57 and 65. So you guys are both tied now.
We're tied now?
In third and fourth.
Wow.
And for last place, obviously you guys are still out, so it's down to me and TJ. I have a 3-game lead
With 3 games left.
with 3 games left.
You just got to win one
Zook,
game.
TJ, and
to
me
clinch.
all split the crown, so now I'm at 10 crowns. Big Web 7, TJ 8, Zook 4.
It's nice to get another one in there.
Yeah,
And on a high note.
Just
nice
kind of slide that
high
in.
Yeah.
You know?
crown.
Yeah. That's nice.
Nice
So,
to get another
I mean,
one.
I mean, 10 crowns out of what, 18 weeks for me, or 19 weeks.
I would just like to take this moment to
Pretty
congratulate
solid.
myself. I have now officially clinched at least 500 this season.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
I'm 10 games
3
above.
games over. 3 games
10
left. There you
games
go.
above 500. TJ's 3 games back of me with 3 games to go.
Well, I clinched below 500 a while ago, so you suck.
And big kicker in the BOTB Pick'em. I know everybody cares about this. Not mentioned about Tolly and Hessler being on top for the top prize, but myself and John are tied at 138 for who gets to pick the brunch menu.
Yeah.
For
I
out of
want
my
you to tell Dad about this
fantasy
brunch league.
brunch league.
This is the weirdest thing I've
Oh,
ever
I know
heard.
about the
Go
brunch
ahead.
league.
Well, I
Watch
got-
his.
First of all, girls go to brunches.
there are girls in this group.
If
Yes.
you, see, that's why you can get away. If you want to go to
What-
brunch as a guy, you gotta have a date.
How big
gotta
is
have
this
a girl
group?
with you.
That's the one
I
thing you've never said
disagree.
on the
I
show.
disagree. I think guys can go to brunch. What do you have against guys going to brunch?
What are you going to have, like a nice
it's
souffle?
it's 2020.
Or something, some
Fuck
kinda-
yeah, man.
Go-
What-
Hey,
Okay.
excuse me, can I get a little pink flour on my eggs over here?
Hate
Tell
me- hate
Big
me for
Web.
liking to
Tell
drink
Big Web what the
bottomless
brunch
mimosas.
menu is.
Nick, I think you can go to brunch, dude. I
Thank
think
you.
brunch is fine.
I-
My question
it's
is, you've never
2020.
said this on the show. How big is this brunch group we're talking
There's
about?
only
here?
6 people in it.
So it's not too big.
It's just one. It's just one of my group
table.
of
Do
friends.
you go to the same place every? No, you don't, because
no,
they
we
get to
switch-
pick the place,
oh,
right?
switch it up.
could have the turkey bacon. I don't want to be a little too much.
No, it's actually the maple
Jesus
bacon, bro.
Christ.
It's.
I'll tell you
delicious.
that.
This is a football shoot.
Dude, let me tell you something. You go to brunch all the time at the Shack.
Yeah, yeah. So
You got,
so.
you got a man's omelet's about a foot long, weighs
What-
17 pounds.
Why are you assuming that I'm going to brunch places that don't have manly food?
It's
Why are you making
breakfast.
assumptions
no, just
about
the word
me?
brunch.
Brunch.
It's just breakfast late in the morning. It eats.
Talking to the microphone.
Thank
would
you. Yeah,
Oh,
please,
yeah.
please talk to the microphone. Yeah, it's just breakfast late in the morning. We've had this debate before.
So
What-
tell
what
them what
constitutes brunch food?
what is the point of this league? Tell
So
them that.
this is a league of 6 of my friends, and where they don't normally watch football, not big on the sports, but they want to support me and Brews in the Balcony. They came out to one of our shows at Cafe Telegraph, and we decided to spice it up to make it a little bit more interesting. I said, hey, you guys should join our BOTB Football Pick'em League on CBS Sports. I said, I don't know. And then so we made it a little more interesting and said, okay, let's make like a bet, make it interesting, get people involved. And so we decided on this brunch bet. So the winner of the brunch bet of the 6, whoever gets the best,
Who
to-
comes up with that?
gets
Like,
to pick the menu. I don't know whose idea it was.
It's like a
Also-
Saturday morning thing.
Also, you get a gift certificate to a bra shop.
again. And then the bottom 2 individuals have to
Thank
cook.
you to Ann's Bra Shop for the brunch of the
The
day.
bottom 2 people have to cook the menu.
Oh,
choice.
so you don't go anywhere?
No,
Okay.
so
It's literally
Is
like-
this like a
they're
Saturday
gonna
morning
cook
thing?
now.
Saturday morning. The
Yeah.
whole league is. For
I couldn't commit
cooking
to
one
getting
meal.
up 16 weeks in a row on Saturday morning. F that.
Yeah.
what do you mean?
Like waking
Then
up
it's only
in
one
time
time.
for brunch.
It's
They're
only
only
one
cooking
time.
one time. The point is,
Oh,
it's
it's a
weird.
season long.
It's just like
It's
random.
season long.
It's
random.
not daily
No,
daily fantasy brunch.
So you pick the BOTB league throughout the entire
Okay,
season.
okay.
The
I
winner
understand now.
gets
I
to pick the
understand.
menu. The 2 losers have to cook it.
I
A
understand
nice-
now.
Hey,
A
us,
nice
us
fun
6
thing
guys,
to do with
let's
friends.
go out and have a steak and some chicken wings, and whoever wins gets
Yeah,
that.
see,
Oh,
Laura,
let's go to
All right.
brunch.
Let me. Okay, Nick.
Laura,
Let me back you up
Laura's
here.
with me here. I'm offended by this brunch talk. Brunch is the shiz.
Can I back you up here real quick, Nick?
Yes.
Dad, you talk about being this manly man. You watch the Bravo Network, and you watch. You text.
I love the
you,
Bravo
You texted me
Network.
the other day. Go, dude. Vanderpump Rules
Vanderpump Rules
is
is a
now
great show.
on.
Check it out,
It is
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
girliest
Bravo.
show you'll ever
Tuesday night,
see.
7 o'clock.
That is the girliest.
So don't
shit.
act like you're Mr.
He's
Like I
trying to-
eat nails
Mr.
for
Ma-
breakfast
Mr.
guy.
Ma-
You
Showing my
fucking watch the
versatility.
Bravo Network.
I showed my versatility. I
Tell
dropped
me.
it down for
Tell me.
Bravo. on
You're the
Tuesday.
one
Wait,
that told me to
wait,
watch
listen,
Kardashians the first time.
I like that too.
I did not think Vanderpump Rules was going to
Kardashians,
be on
you
the
can-
show today.
Tell me.
It rocks.
Neither did I.
What is bad about you go out and you party with all your friends, your buddies, like you did last night, and have a good time. You don't want to wake up for breakfast. You want to sleep in. You want to roll out of bed at 11:30, but you're still hungry.
That's just like lunch then.
You're-
That's what I'm saying.
But who doesn't love breakfast food, man? Who
Yeah,
doesn't
oh,
love
I do.
Bacon and eggs?
I do.
Maybe you're not
Yeah.
ready for a greasy burger and fries and a beer. You
Yeah.
had that already. You just want some eggs, some bacon, just something
With you.
filling.
Just call it breakfast.
Dude, sausage is the best.
But it's not
one of the best.
breakfast. It's brunch. It's a late breakfast.
Hungover brunch food is sausage all the way.
I know TJ's opinion on this, and not to get too much off the football talk here.
No,
but,
of course
but
not.
what
We would
is
never.
your
Way
guys-
off. We're
We would
way
never.
What is your guys' opinion? My opinion of brunch is a later breakfast. It's breakfast food. I don't say people include lunch food as part of brunch. No.
Oh yeah. You got to have a little slice of roast beef on the side.
No,
On the
that's not a
second
brunch.
plate.
It's
All right,
not a
we're
brunch
losing-
food.
We're losing
No,
viewers.
It's not
I'm
brunch
with you,
food.
We're
Nick.
losing viewers.
I'm with you.
Tommy Wilson says, "You go, Big Web."
There you go, Tom, Mr. T, lefty, southpaw. How you doing?
Nick says, Nick Tolley says, "We need live video of Big Web during the games today. He is on one." Yeah.
And Grandma
Exactly,
says, "Quit
brother.
picking on Nick."
Yeah.
Thanks, Grandma.
Yes. Sue Berry says, "Quit picking on Nick." That's Nick's grandmother.
Sorry,
So
Sue.
sorry, Sue.
Yeah.
Hold on, lightning strikes.
Can't pick on poor Nikki. Oh, man,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Nick.
Go fuck
Welcome, Sue.
yourself.
Enjoy your
Thanks for
brunch.
tuning in.
Enjoy your brunch,
All right,
Nikki.
Anthony.
Yeah. It's a great name. I don't know what to talk
love
about.
that name.
I love that name, too.
Gave him that name.
So yeah, boys, do we want to do trivia question first before we pick
Oh, it's a
today's
suck-
game?
No,
Yeah.
no, no. Pick the games, then we'll do trivia at the end. So I
Let's
can
do it.
think of one.
That is code for Zook does not yet have a trivia
Yeah.
question. So let's pick the games to get other people to
There you
talk.
go.
while you can
It's a good
Google.
read. That's a good read.
Thank
All right.
you.
So Nick mentioned where we are in the standings. I have a long shot to at least tie him if he goes 0 for 3 and I go 3-0 the last 3 games of the season. Let's get to today's games, conference championship matchups. Today, boys, we have the Kansas City Chiefs will host the Tennessee Titans. Kansas City currently -7. Dad, we'll start with you.
Okay, so we pretty much talked about this football game, and I see it happening just like we described earlier. Tennessee will be able to run the football. They'll get their points. I see 21, 24 points out of Tennessee. I see Kansas City snapping them off and getting touchdowns. I see a couple turnovers maybe, but I see a lot like last week. Not the big fallout in the first quarter by the Chiefs, but I see them coming strong and being able to score. I think they're going to outscore Tennessee. I love the over in this football game and the cover. I really do. So that's where I'm at.
Nick?
Kansas City playing well right now. I think this is their time. AFC Championship is where the Chiefs are probably going to get it done. Finally getting to the Super Bowl. However, I love Derrick Henry. I love the freight train in the backfield. Tennessee moving the ball. And I still think Tennessee's going to win this game. I think over's going to hit.
Tennessee's going to win?
Or no. That
Cover.
Kansas City.
Oh, I was
Kansas
like,
City's
holy
going to win
shit.
the football game. Kansas City's probably even going to cover. I mean, deep down, it tells me that Kansas City, this is their time, that they're going to run away with this. But just for shits and giggles, I'm going Tennessee and Derrick Henry, and I'm going to roll with Tennessee here to cover.
All right. That is kind of argued with yourself there.
I did.
About your pick.
Well, I mean,
Little-
Kansas City's going to win the game, and cover. Give me Tennessee.
give me Tennessee. Everybody's on Kansas.
Just because I feel like
Everybody's
it.
on Kansas City, and so I'm just gonna go Tennessee and ride the bandwagon and ride Derrick Henry because he was my
Tighten up.
because he was my running back in fantasy. He didn't win me a fantasy championship,
Yeah.
but I got
His
sent-
name is Tractor Cedo.
Thank you.
I tweeted at you. And
I
you
know.
didn't respond to me.
Tractor Cedo.
I had not heard that one.
Tractor Cedo.
I'll just call it. But before, fantasy earlier on in the season, nobody thought Derrick Henry was a real deal. I did, and so I breed winners.
There's a ton
He
of people that said
breeds
Derrick Henry
winners.
was a real
I breed
running back.
winners. Yeah, but I'll ride Derrick Henry in Tennessee.
Okay. I will take Kansas City. I think it's an easy pick. I think this is that point in the year that Tennessee has had their season. They've done everything they've wanted to do. That's my floor, bitch.
Yeah,
You
well,
hit
there-
all the people in the first row.
Yeah.
There
Screaming.
was a little bit left in there.
Kansas City, I think this is where the Titans shit the bed. We get to see the Tennessee, the roller coaster Tennessee. They're on their way down. They've had a good run. It's been a fun time in the playoffs, but it ends today. It ends in dominating fashion by the Chiefs, in my opinion. I just have a very good feeling about Kansas City. I think they're going to win by 14, if I'm being honest. So I will take the Chiefs. If I could lock it, because we haven't been doing locks since we started the playoffs, but I would
Yeah,
lock the
you can't really
shit
lock.
out of this game.
I'll tell you what, it's going to be a fun day at the bar. Me and T. Webb on the same side.
Oh, yeah. Crazy. Never
Doesn't
happens.
happen too often.
No. Look what you got, man.
I am going to take the Kansas City Chiefs 7.5.
Seven.
Island.
Just 7.
Yeah, 7. Oh, straight 7
Just
now,
7.
huh?
Yep.
Okay.
At
I
the
like
moment-
the chances to just push on that at least. Here's the thing about Cinderella stories, right, guys? They usually come to an end. So the Titans are the Cinderella team. Did Loyola win the men's basketball championship?
No.
No, they
As
didn't.
Sister,
Did George
Roseanne.
Mason win the championship?
No, they didn't.
No, they didn't.
VCU?
Did Florida Gulf Coast win the national championship?
No,
They
they
didn't.
They didn't do it.
The common theme is when you get to the very end, the Cinderella story is fun, and you root for them. And I'm as big a Titans guy as I guess non-fan as you'll find, but it usually the dream dies eventually, and I think it's going to die today. I think Kansas City's got too much firepower. I don't think the Chiefs will lose to the Titans twice in the 2019 season. I just don't see it happening, and I feel like -7 for the Chiefs is like -4 or -5 for a normal team with how quickly they can score and the rapid pace at which Patty Mahomes can push the ball down the field to the likes of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce. They are really, really tough to stop. They have such explosive playmakers, even in special teams with Mecole Hardman. The question is going to be, like Nick said, can Tractor Cito and the Titans control the game? If they can control the game, that would lend you to believe under and then take the points, right? But the Chiefs are the complete opposite and antithesis of that. I envision
your big words.
Nice word, antithesis.
I went to grade school
Shut
with
up with your
antithesis.
big words.
She was a cutie.
You idiots gonna let me finish
Go
here?
ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I like that word, antithesis. I can't even say it right.
You guys have never used antithesis?
No,
If
I'm a
the-
broadcasting.
Open up your
something I've never
thesaurus.
used.
I was a communications major, Zook.
So was I. You should know. So, anyways, I
They
like
don't
I
read
like the
good.
Chiefs to play their style of game. Like I envision the Titans going on like an 8-minute drive to score a touchdown, and then Patty Mahomes throwing a couple bombs, and in like 30 seconds they'll negate the points. Like that, I think that's kind of demoralizing. I think that's going to be the story of this game. So give me the Chiefs.
Just one more word on the Chiefs.
All right.
Chiefs, please catch the ball. Please don't give me
Yeah.
a heart attack.
Yes.
No minus
Yes.
24
That's-
before we get started today. Okay,
They
thank
dropped so many passes. It was that Robinson dropped like 3 in the first quarter.
God,
He was
yeah.
terrible.
Kelsey dropped a couple. I mean, Mecole dropped a couple.
Yeah.
I don't know if Tyreek dropped any, but
By the way, where was Tyreek Hill? He was absent in that game.
Yeah.
Like, they
Decoy,
didn't need
double
him.
covered.
which is
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
And then
I
he
mean,
fumbled the one time
cut
he had
his
on the punt
shit
return.
rocked
Yeah.
on that.
The
on the
thing-
Oh,
pass.
that's
the
right.
Thing, the thing with that game though is that there's more. Kansas City is facing a tougher defense in Tennessee than they dealt with in Houston, and the
Yeah.
secondary that was just miserable in Houston. So that's why I mean credit the odds makers on this one for not putting it higher based on what happened last week after the blowout. So I think that shows the respect that Tennessee is getting, and especially on moving the ball.
So the other one we got, this one is astounding to me with the number. Holy shit, no love for the Packers. Green Bay at San Francisco. Packers are getting 8 points in the NFC Championship. Dad, what do you got?
I'll tell you what, boys. I've been trying to sell myself on the Packers the last 48 hours, and every time I look back to that mollywop that happened out in San Francisco
mollywop.
in Week 12,
The Mario up.
I can't see that it's going to be much different. I do see Frisco covering. I think it's going to be a little better. I mean, I think it was like 31-8 in Week 12. I'm going to say that Green Bay is going to be in the game more, but they're out there in the sunshine. All the weapons they have at San Francisco, it's too much. They're going to be able to, although the offensive line for Green Bay is stronger and healthy, I still see San Francisco outmuscling them inside and Frisco covering this football game. The over-under is scary as hell in this game. So I just like the side, and I like Frisco at home to cover the big fat 8.
Wow.
This game is interesting because I think it's the more evenly matched game of the two. The weather's not a non-factor, 70 degrees and sunny out there in California. And the home field advantage for San Francisco I don't think is as big of a deal as it is in Kansas City, where it's going to be extremely loud. Now, I said Jimmy G. I had questions about Jimmy G the entire season until he beat New Orleans, went into New Orleans and beat them. But the playoffs are just different. The playoffs are different, and Aaron Rodgers is a guy that has been there before, knows what he's doing, can throw under pressure, which in my opinion is the matchup to watch today is that Green Bay offensive line against the San Francisco defense. Defense is what San Francisco rode all year behind Nick Bosa. That's what got them there. But Green Bay's O-line is solid, and they're going to run the ball with Aaron Jones, be able to open up that pass game for Rodgers. And even if they do get pressure to Rodgers, He's a guy that can get hit, that can take hits, that can throw the ball deep when he needs to, and can make the play late in the game. As great of a season as San Francisco has had behind Jimmy G, you saw them getting their run game going last week, but I like San Francisco at 8 points here. 7 might be a little bit different, but the 8 point, the extra point there is a big difference maker to me because I don't only think this is going to be a field goal game.
You said you like San Francisco at 8?
I like Green Bay.
You said San Francisco. I was just making sure you meant.
No, I like Green Bay plus 8.
Okay.
8 points. At 7, I might like San Francisco. At 8, I like Green Bay.
Gotcha.
So I think it's a field goal game.
Wow. Okay. I think Green Bay is going to win the game. So, I mean, I have to take them no matter what.
Should be a nice money line there.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm being honest, I just think they,
I don't know if they're going to win the game.
I just have a good
like
feeling
that.
about
I
Rodgers. I mean, San Francisco is good. They've proven that they're real. I mean, that's no shit. But, I mean, the thing is, Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs is he never stops. And he always finds a way, I feel like. So, I'm worried about the receiver core. They don't have a ton of receivers. That's the one downside. But Aaron Jones is the key factor. He was the key factor last week. If they can get him going on the ground, he's a total difference maker. I said if he ran for over 100 yards last week, they'd win. How much did he have? He was up there. I mean, he had 2-3 touchdowns.
Let me check real quick.
That's what he does, though. When Aaron Jones gets going, he takes the pressure off of Rodgers. That's something that they haven't had that often, is a running back in Green Bay that has let them be two-dimensional.
Yeah, I mean, they've never had it.
Never have. I mean, the last guy I can really think of that was a top guy, I don't even count Ryan Grant, is like Amon Green. Like, remember Amon Green? Like, that's the last Packers
Eddie Lacy
running back.
for like
a
season.
For a little bit.
Yeah.
But Aaron Rodgers, if he has a running back helping him with some of, carrying some of the load,
21 for 62.
they're going to move the football. And I just think for sure the 8 points, but I think the Green Bay Packers will get it done. I think Jimmy G will win one when it's all said and done in his career, but I don't think it's this year. I think it's Green Bay today, and I like them outright. I really do.
Boy, I sure do hope you're right. And guys,
There he goes.
Oh,
Shed clothes.
Brett Favre. is in
I
the
have to
building.
invoke one of the Packers' greats. I have to invoke the NFC 1997 championship game in which Reggie White and Big Bad Brett beat the 49ers in the NFC championship game to advance to the Super Bowl and face off against the Denver Broncos. So I got my youth extra large on. It still
Extra
fits.
large on.
Youth extra.
Still fits, barely, but it still fits. I got to take the Packers plus the 8. I love the line for them to cover. It's really hard to blow out a team twice. It's hard to do it. So I think the 49ers team and roster, like they have, I think, probably the best set of like 1 through 53. They got to be the strongest in the NFL. But I give the Packers the advantage at the quarterback position, and if they can figure out some of the mistakes they made in the Week 12 game, I think they can make this a really good game. Aaron Rodgers has been average throughout most of the season. Well, he wasn't average against the Seahawks. He was pretty much vintage Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a different game plan than they had throughout most of the year. And they came out and they pretty much physically dominated the Seahawks in the first half, 21-3, and then they stressed the living hell out of me, and I thought they were going to lose at one point and blow it, but they hold on. They've done this all season long, 9-1 in games decided by 8 or fewer points. So one possession games, they've been 9-1. They've been excellent at holding on to leads and winning. They can come back from behind. We saw them do that Week 17 against the Lions. They're good at playing with the lead because they finally have a run game, like you mentioned.
Right.
So I think that if they can, slowing down the 49ers is going to be the toughest thing because let's call it what it is. Kyle Shanahan took Mike Pettin out behind the woodshed and did some unspeakable things to him when they met on Sunday Night Football. It was bad. With the pre-snap motion and everything he does in his creative zone running offense, he really, really abused them. So they're going to have to be better today. I think they will be. I think it's going to be, I would take the over in this game, and I think the Packers can cover the 8, and I think that they got a decent shot to win this thing. This is a huge game for Aaron Rodgers' career. He's a Cal kid, Cal Golden Bears from the state of California, hasn't had a lot of success, and if you remember, I said this on the midweek show, remember that interview after the Packers drafted him, and he thought he was going to go to the 49ers, and they took Alex Smith, and he said, know, are you disappointed that the 49ers didn't draft you? And he said, not as disappointed as they'll be that they didn't draft me. If you think that he's forgotten that,
Oh, yeah.
then you're crazy.
Oh,
He's a huge chip on his shoulder guy, and he's going to get up for this one.
The networks are going to be playing that up.
Oh, for sure.
Without a doubt.
Nobody
Yeah.
thinks the Packers have a shot in hell. I was
think they
listening
do
to
for
some
sure.
guy
I
this
really
week
don't.
I
said
think they
that the
do.
Packers are a 9-7 or 10-6 team. Well, buddy, they're 14-3, and they haven't lost since they played the 49ers. So you can talk all the shit you want. They're here, and it's going to be a ball game.
Zook is ready. Yeah,
Zook's fired up,
this
baby.
This is one where the teams that lost earlier in the season in their matchups are very well could win both games. Chiefs being Chiefs and the Packers after losing to these two teams. I mean,
It's just hard to do.
you game plan differently once playoff time comes. Like you
Yeah.
just, yeah, that's the biggest case scenario. But glad to see that I've now clinched undefeated throughout the entire season. Our panel league with those decisions.
goes back to
you
that.
guys
Woohoo, yay.
Don't you
clinched,
think, though, that Adams is
undefeated.
going to be a huge key out there? Because
100%.
they don't
Yeah.
have that many weapons, and Frisco should be able to double
That's
him.
a-
That's why I
That's
think they're going to run the
That's
ball.
another narrative I've heard, and I think that's kind of bullshit.
That's why
because
the O-line, D-line.
Alan Lazard has been a huge
Jimmy
key
Graham the
contributor
last
down
two
the
games.
I
stretch.
think
Jimmy
Lazard had
Graham's been
one
better.
catch last week. So, not to pick on one
Well, because
week, but
if you can't cover 17, well, yeah, I'm going to throw it to 17.
Get him, Zook.
But the thing is if you
Get
double
him.
if you
Get
double
him.
if you double
Bury him.
Adams, they have 83 Valdez Scantling that can knock the top off your defense if you leave him in single coverage. They use
if the
Alan
quarterback
Lazard
has time.
if he has time. That I think is a huge key as well. And you were talking about Brian Balaga before we got on the air,
Right.
and that's one thing. I mean, they got physically dominated at the line of scrimmage, and that's what they did to Minnesota too. So the Packers line has to play better if they're going to have a shot today.
You talk about two questions on the day, and that's the biggest if for me right there on the fact that Frisco's not going to – I mean, Frisco is going to cover this game. But the only question is that line, and can they solidify versus what they did in Week 12 because they look like shit in Week 12. Aaron Rodgers did not have time to throw the football in Week 12. If that same thing happens, forget about it. It's over with. It's Kansas City – 16 degrees. Those are the two things. Catch the fucking ball.
That's why we really could
It's
have.
the internet. You can say fuck all you want.
They're gonna be more ready though. Talking about unpreparedness in games earlier in the season.
Yeah.
a lot of teams slip up when there's a bunch of games on the schedule. When when playoff time comes, it's different. Your focus is different.
Well,
And so is
proves
Frisco's.
and that's why I think teams that have been there before tend to win these games. It's why I think Kansas City will probably win the game, and that's why I think Green Bay will win the game.
Because I like the veteran quarterback too, and
Because they've
also
been
I
there
like
before.
top 10 NFL quarterbacks in the playoffs. And again,
Like
what
Ryan
Zook
Tannehill.
said. I mean, for real, he has everything to prove. Rodgers has only won one Super Bowl in his career. He needs another one, to solidify his Hall of Fame career. He wants another.
or to at least get there. If you lose to
Yeah.
Patty Mahomes, fine, but he really needs to at least make it to another.
I
one.
agree.
In my opinion, I think Green Bay, if they tighten up that chin strap and get out there and actually make it happen in these conditions, being what Frisco's at home, they already got shit railed out there earlier in the year. I mean, it's a lot of intestinal fortitude that they're going to have to come up with and to win the game.
Intestinal
For
fortitude.
sure.
Nice. The words on this show
one
today.
One
I
other
know.
thing,
We're
yeah.
getting smarter.
Proud of you, Big Web.
Thank you.
One other thing that I think you have to keep in mind in this game is watch for San Francisco to maybe change some things up. Like, I think that they could maybe move Nick Bosa around a little bit. We saw the Seahawks do it with Clowney. They would rush him up the gut because the bookend tackles for Green Bay is their strength on the line. So to send those double A gap pressure, or I would expect Saleh to maybe do something like that. But the reason why you don't see many blowouts twice in a row is because the team that blew you out the first time don't change much, right? Like game plan wise, because you
works.
kicked the living shit out of them
Right.
the first time. So the Packers should have a leg up in preparation this week of, all right, well, this is how they beat us last time. They're at least going to try to beat us the same way this time. And how we need to take that away. How do we take that away? So what I'm worried about is when they go into the halftime, if Green Bay is successful at stopping them for 30 minutes, then Kyle Shanahan's going to figure it out. And then what does Mike Pettin do? Because he's shown struggles there this season too. The Packers will get up 21-3 against the Seahawks, then they come charging back in the second half. The Packers defense was done after 30 minutes. Aaron Rodgers had to get the first downs to win the game. So that, I guess, that's something to keep an eye on.
Do you think, and looking at that one more storyline from that Kansas City Titans game, what Ryan Tannehill has done to turn around Tennessee this season? I know we talk a lot about Derrick Henry, but Ryan Tannehill at the quarterback position,
Absolutely.
Regardless of what happens in this AFC Championship game, win or lose, Ryan Tannehill is probably going to get paid. In his 7th season, this is the first time you actually see Ryan Tannehill be a good quarterback.
I didn't hate him in
better
Miami.
team around him.
His
Got a better
issues have
offensive
always
line.
been the injuries. That's what I've long said about
But do
him.
you think a team is going to go out there? Is he going to get a fat payday
I think he's going to get paid by the Titans.
following the season? And is that a good decision?
I think he's going to get paid by the Titans.
Yeah, Mariota's done.
Well,
He's
yeah,
out. They're already talking about where he's going to go
And I
next.
think they'll get him on a they'll pay for him, but I'd envision
2 to
like
3 instead of a
15 mil per maybe. He's not going to get like Kirk Cousins money. So I think I think he realizes he's in a good situation, and I think the Titans want to keep him because Mariota's gone, and the Titans don't really have means to get another quarterback. Why would you let the one walk who's worked and brought you so much success and turned around the team? The locker room and culture is a big part of that too, and clearly he gels with whatever they got going on. So I expect the Titans to pay him. I would if I was the GM.
Yeah, how many quarterbacks are in that same position? Kind of played for a crap team with a crap
but it
offensive
becomes a
line
bidding war
somewhat.
between
the
other
Miami
teams.
Dolphins.
And they
It's
never had
terrible.
a chance
There's
with a
so
strong
many
line
needy
and
quarterback
having
teams.
the tools.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So many teams
There's
need a
gonna
quarterback.
be
Yeah.
there's going to be a bidding war for him, and so that's my case.
We got a lot of promising rookies this year. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You got a lot of guys that are going to be first-round draft picks. Joe Burrow, Tua, Herbert, and then you got even Fromm. I mean, in second, third round is not a bad value play. Like, I mean,
if he makes
Think
it that
Tua's
far.
gonna-
We,
think
we,
Tua's
we
gonna
can
go in the
talk
first
about
round?
a
Oh,
lot more
absolutely.
about
Top
this.
10.
I don't know.
Tua's going to. They're saying there's no way he gets past the
Really?
top 10. No
Dude,
chance.
I tell you
He's
what,
getting picked by the Dolphins.
We
Yeah.
can talk about it during Pro Bowl week more, but I'll tell you what, I think that dude is one hit away. He's still got a crutch. He's
Tua?
limping on the side.
Tua?
Yeah, Tua. I really
Yeah.
do. That's a bad injury,
I think
man.
he's an injury risk.
I'd
too.
draft
Bad
Tua.
injury.
I
He's
think,
my favorite
I
QB
think,
in the
I
draft.
think he
Maybe
could
as a
fall.
coach.
I think everybody sees where he's at right now. And again, if Miami takes him, that's the spot he'll go. But if Miami passes on him, then I don't know. It'll be more interesting because that's a case where a QB could fall. I mean, this isn't a we know he has talent, but injury prone. I mean, you saw how far Drew Lock fell, and there were questions surrounding him at the non-injury related.
Yeah.
And so I think if you bring an injury in like that, it's gonna be interesting to see.
Joe Burrow's my boy, man. He
Dude,
is the
he's
real
gonna be
deal.
a pro
He
quarterback.
is so good.
He can just start. He can buy his house in Cincinnati right now. Just start
You
looking
hear what
at
Schefter
houses.
said on
Terrible
Get Up the other
talent.
day? I don't watch ESPN that much, but I did see this clip. And Schefter said it'd be interesting if the Bengals gambled and tried to trade for who's the number 3 pick right now? What team?
Lions.
It's the Lions. So if the Lions would trade up to get Chase Young in front of the Redskins, and then they make sure the Redskins don't take Burrow, and then they take Burrow at 3, they would get some draft picks and then take Burrow at 3. And
Wait,
then,
what are
know
you
I mean?
saying? I
So
don't understand.
Schefter said, I mean, this is just they just stir shit up to try to make
Yeah,
headlines.
no, that
but
wouldn't happen.
if Cincinnati would take a risk, thinking that the
Because
Redskins
then they
would take
they would do a
Burrow,
sign and trade,
and they would have
trade.
the Lions trade
They would
to
do a
get Chase
draft and
Young
trade.
at number 1, for instance, trade back to 3, and then take Burrow at 3.
because then they would
Well, then the Redskins would turn around and trade
Take-
their second pick to somebody who wanted Joe.
They get Burrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what would happen.
It'd be-
You got to take him number 1, like you said. He should just buy his house there now, and he made the right.
If I was Joe, I would do the Eli Manning and say, I'm not playing for you if you pick me.
Just say no.
I would.
For Cincinnati?
I think they're such a joke.
Just say
Oh, I think they'll be
nope.
great with him.
Just say no. No, yeah, Joe Burrow.
Oh, I think he's a good player.
Joe
I think
Burrow-
since he's a joke
he made the right
as a franchise.
the right call and just said, they said, Joe, where do you want to go? And he said, whoever pays me money.
Yeah.
Whoever pays me money.
He's such a cocky
That's
ass,
where
but I
I'm
love
at.
him. He's so good. He backs it up because he had the year of a king. I
What-
mean, you can't get better year than that as a college
What's your
quarterback.
guys' opinion of the Odell Beckham situation with him? Giving
Moron.
giving out money to
One
players.
word,
and
I can
B,
sum it up.
There's a
slapping
reason
the
why
moron.
he did it.
slapping
He
the
did it
cop.
to people that were going to the draft.
Yeah, yes.
They're not technically NCAA.
Gave it to
student
Burrow,
athletes
Jamar
anymore.
Jefferson.
Didn't he get it to Chase, who's not?
No, the one
I don't know.
The on screen he was giving it to the wide receivers, and then apparently Joe
He had
Burrow.
Joe Burrow, too.
He gave it to Joe
Because
Burrow
Joe
as
confirmed
well.
it on Pardon My Take that it was
Yeah,
real
he
money.
did.
That it was real money, right?
Yeah.
And that then the
Which I don't know.
mainstream
I don't
media
know if
ran
he ever
with that.
said if it was confirmed because part of my
He
He
take
did. He said it was real money.
You
He
did
said on
watch
part of
the
my
clip?
take. Yeah.
Yeah.
because those guys came out and said that he didn't say that.
No,
so
I mean, I listened to the podcast. It
Yeah, me
sounded
too.
like it was real.
Okay.
I mean, that's what he said. So
and then obviously
we
in
can
the,
say allegedly, but
in
that's
the
what I heard
locker
him say.
room afterwards, him slapping the cop on the booty.
Apparently, there's a warrant out.
They're
for his
warrant out
arrest.
for his arrest for
dropped
slapping
it.
a cop
They
on the
dropped
head.
it.
What?
Yeah,
They-
not anymore, I guess.
Yeah, they dropped
Of course they did.
'Cause the
I
cop-
kind of wanted to see him get
I
arrested.
guess the
He's
cop was
such
giving,
a moron.
He was giving shit to the LSU player, either that he was underage, they were drinking, or
that
was
they were
it the money
that
thing?
they were smoking indoors because you can't smoke indoors.
Oh, so the cop was over there, and Odell looks around and slaps the cop right on the ass.
You
You can smoke indoors when you win a natty.
Yeah, I was like, come
Yeah,
on.
they were smoking cigars.
Because they were
By
talking
the way,
about
that
it could set
LSU
off-
video is sick. With Joe smoking cigar, and they do a pan shot.
Yeah.
For all you video nerds out there, it's got sick music. It's LSU's football, I guess, video guy.
Yeah.
He made just a
Yeah,
cool hype
Yeah,
video.
he's a junior.
So good.
He's a junior. He's gonna get paid too.
Yeah.
That kid's gonna get
Nice.
great NFL job.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Christy says it would be great to see Titans and Niners in the Super Bowl. Yuck.
Ugh.
Gross. Ugh.
I think that's probably
I don't agree.
think that's the worst of the. I think a lot of people will be disappointed if the Chiefs don't make it. Honestly, like Tennessee again has had their fun. Nashville, shout out, to all their fans that they've had a good run, but like this is Kansas City's time. They've gone through enough heartbreak over the past few years with all the mishaps. It's time for Andy Reid, Patty Mahomes to bring it home and get it done.
And Christy sounds like she likes smash mouth football, though, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, if it happens, it's going to be definitely smash mouth.
For sure. Well, let's get to our. Do you want to give away the gift cards to the people that shared the post first,
yeah,
or do you
I
want
already
to do
got I got the names.
I have a
for 'em.
trivia question actually, unless Zook has another one, but I do have one.
Go for it.
So the names for trivia, or not the trivia, but for sharing, the winners are Twitter. We had Colby,
Nice.
and Facebook we had Tolly.
All right. Colby
Nice
and Tolly.
job.
Congrats, $20 gift certificates coming your way. We have everybody else's.
Colby needs that after his Vikings took a beating last week.
Oh, you feel sorry for him, do you?
Yeah.
Interesting. We'll get
It
everybody's.
was like two people retweeted us on Twitter though, so
That's right.
He had a 50-50 odds because obviously we can't tweet or give it to us. I'm like, 7 people retweeted this, 5 of them are us
Well, right. That's how it works.
from our
though.
multiple accounts.
But a lot of people shared on Facebook. We appreciate that. We'll do it every single week too, and even next week for Pro Bowl. We won't talk Pro Bowl. We'll talk Super Bowl.
Oh, I want to talk Pro Bowl.
And then so it'd be fun.
hard-hitting.
One more trivia question. Now let's get one more trivia question here.
Well, small taste.
All right. So this one we'll also probably take a Google for you. A Google.
Take a Google.
You like that?
A quick goog.
In
Google search.
Super Bowl 37, it was the Tampa Bay Bucks against the Oakland Raiders. Who was the quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Wow. Did you find that one all on your own?
I did. I thought about it. For some reason, that Super Bowl sticks with me. I remember watching that as a kid.
I'm trying to think. It was the QB of the 49ers did or the QB of the Raiders?
Bucks.
Bucks.
Or
No 49er in there.
Buccaneers. I'm thinking of red and black teams
Yeah.
in my head, and the 49ers are red and gold. So, are they crimson?
Oh, I think I know who it was.
Bucks. Who was that? The Bucks.
Do you know who it is?
QB. I haven't. I think I
This
haven't-
is it's
Yeah.
He's kind of legendary for
yeah,
that
a little
year.
bit just for that year. Again, $20 gift certificate on the line.
But yeah,
You can
sucked
name the quarterback.
otherwise.
sucked otherwise.
Buccaneers quarterback Super Bowl
I
37.
know one
Who
of
is
the
it?
players in the Bucks, but I don't know if it was the.
Don't
player
say it,
I was
any of you
thinking
yet.
of. No, obviously.
Okay,
Duh.
we're just waiting.
Waiting.
I think I got it.
Yeah.
While we're waiting, you can leave us a voicemail 314-877-8597 for this program. For Brews on the Balcony, which can hear on Mondays and Fridays, Bras on the Balcony on Wednesday, or the Thursday midweek football show with that Gary over to my left, Zach Zook. And this week on Tuesday, we'll be having our interview with Tim McKernan of InsideSTL.com. Had a great conversation with him, so be sure to check out that Tuesday on Biz on the Balcony. We got a couple more of those booked as well that we're going to be recording this week. We have an answer.
Tolly says B. Johnson. No, well, there he goes.
No.
Brad Johnson. No, he put B-E-A-D
Brad
Johnson.
Johnson. Is Brad Johnson correct?
That is, but
What?
it is Brad Johnson.
Brad Johnson?
Yes, sir.
That's not who I was thinking
Congratulations,
of.
Tolly.
say
You get
Trent Dilfer.
another Cafe Telegraph.
Now,
gift
is that
card.
fair? Because he's
I mean,
already won
someone
something.
else can just comment on it.
He did answer.
The Facebook share was random
Okay.
of all the people that shared.
Okay.
so-
All right.
Yeah,
Tolly,
so
you win
Tolly-
too.
Tolly
There you
takes-
go.
Tolly
Good
takes
day
it
for
too.
Mr. Tolly.
He logged a lot of miles hitting Cafe Tea.
He
today.
did.
right, he
He
did.
logged a lot of miles going to Cafe Tea. He
call.
was probably out there, one of the most consistent listeners out there at Cafe Telegraph. And he let us hear about it too when we did our power rankings. You
That's
know.
right. That's
So
right.
he deserves it.
Oh,
I
by the
gotta
way,
look it
real
up.
quick, that reminds me. Sorry, real quick. I have breaking news. We do have a new ranking
we do
that he
have a
sent
new
me last
ranking,
Monday,
yes.
and we have not put it out on the show. We might as well put it out here to
Yeah,
the live
just
people.
put it out.
Might as well.
Make it live right now.
So anybody that doesn't know Nick Tolly, he
Laura comments, Brad Johnson.
Laura Googled a little late there.
Yeah.
And then
Boo, favorism.
so Nick Tolly always ranks the hosts 1 through 6 every single week with power rankings, and here they are this week. Number 1 is TJ, and all he put is a goat emoji. So I mean,
This is so such
I mean,
just bullshit.
1 and 2. I mean,
That-
you know who's the top of the top.
He's
I
never
mean,
put
it's-
TJ below 2.
No, I know.
Why
I
would
know,
you?
I know. He's sucking off TJ. It's fine. It is what it is. They got some backdoor surprises going on there.
Number
so.
2 is Nick.
Nice.
Wow.
It says, sounds like he is really trying to be great. That sounds passive aggressive. Sounds like he is really
I
trying to
will
be
take
great.
it. I will. I'm giving him.
He even
I'm giving him
disses
gift
you when
card.
he ranks you too.
I mean, that's how it goes. Happy to be at 2 though.
Number 3 is Zook.
I'll never
but,
be above 2.
But
Really?
there is
What
no
the hell?
there's no description. It just says Zook. There's nothing, no
Oh.
reason to it.
Zook doesn't get a
Yikes.
gets no love.
Number 4 is Big Web.
Thank
it says
you.
it says
Finally.
really need a live feed of him for all NFL games. So that has nothing to do with him. It's not his fault. But
Yeah.
I still don't know why I'm
It's
fourth.
your fault, Big Web.
I fathered the goat. Come
My
on.
father, save that.
your daddy
Save
daddy
that.
goat.
Clip that off. I
Fathered the goat. I love that. And then number 5, a tie with Kendall and Laura, says, I can't believe there is not a Bras social media account to give us live reactions to The Bachelor. I'm not mad, but I'm a little disappointed.
That's true. That's true. We
Yeah.
should just go live when we watch The Bachelor.
I could see that.
Should.
I mean, that could be, I always feel like when you're live, though, like you have to be kind of a little bit over the top. Like it's not like. It's
Yeah.
not like if it's recorded and something happens, then you can like, oh, that was funny.
Right.
Like if it's live, it's either just it's like when we go live on Twitch. We're not really doing anything. We're
No.
just playing. You got to be like entertaining as you go live, and,
Yeah.
and that takes a lot out of you, especially when we're recording shows
Yeah,
too.
it is what it is. We're just so entertaining. That's why we
I
just
mean-
got to keep going. It's just it's a tough job.
Just a tough job.
That's why I am the GOAT, though. I get all this, figured out. It's just, God, I love Tolly. He's just a great guy. He gets talent. He understands talent.
does.
He's a great. He should be like in the Lenardi like bracketology. He just knows rankings. He
just
knows talent.
knows rankings.
This guy's
I
the
still
best.
think we need multiple people in this ranking because Tolly's ranking like TJ is giving him some money on the side. He's buying him lunch at work or something
Exactly.
to keep his number on top. So, but Tolly is a good guy. He's moving me up the rankings. He's becoming better. He's becoming more knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Joe though, caller Joe, he can still go fuck himself.
No, I like Joe.
Joe can still
Nick's just mad
Can
because
still
Joe
take
puts
a
him in a
hike.
body bag every week.
take a hike.
Hate to
Joe's
see
never
it.
put me in a body bag.
All right. Before we go, Big Web's best bets of the week.
Hey, you didn't forget.
Last
this week.
but not least, of course I didn't forget.
Good
of course
job.
not.
That's the
You
first.
ruined my luck. Usually forget it. Helps
I know.
me.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, you're supposed to forget. Now his
Now
bets
he's-
are going to lose.
All right, boys and girls, we're at $1,000 in the pot.
Woo!
We're
What was
gonna
the
piss
original
away half
investment?
of it right here. We're gonna piss away half of it.
What was the original
we
investment?
had 400 in total,
So
but
600
we
profit?
already knocked 200 out earlier in the calculation, so we're technically profiting $800 right now.
Nice.
Okay, but we're gonna piss away 5 this week. So here are the numbers. We're gonna go $200 straight on the Kansas City over. Straight bet, $200 Kansas City over. We're gonna do a $200 two-way Kansas City over. I love that bet right there. 200 pays you $480 right there on a two-way. Let's take $100. We're gonna do a three-way parlay. Kansas City over, and the over in the San Francisco 49ers football game. For 100 pays you 6 right there. So there's our 3 bets for $500, and I don't see why we can't keep it rolling.
Keep it rolling, baby.
Love to see it. All right, boys, any final thoughts before we get to the conference championship matchups?
Catch the fucking ball, Kansas City.
Run the damn ball with Derrick Henry.
Come on, Bert, run the damn ball.
Run the damn ball with Tractorcito.
Oh, hey,
Crucito.
one quick Tennessee Titans fact that I meant to give you guys during the analysis. There has really never been a running back in the modern football era that has run the ball 30-plus times in 4 straight games, which will be what the Titans are trying to do today. If you drop that to 22 carries across 3 straight games, just to get some other running backs in the sample, because it's never really happened before, 30-plus, they drop their effectiveness by a half yard per carry in that 4th game. So
This isn't Tractor Cito, though.
yeah,
They're
not
Quit
Tractor
calling it
Cito.
tractor
He's
seat, though.
he's a different type of athlete, man. He's big, he's fast, he's strong, and he's gonna run over some motherfuckers.
Well, there you go. All right, guys. Well, good luck in the conference championship week. Shout out to all of our sponsors. We will be back for Pro Bowl week. We'll talk about today's games next week, and we'll be previewing the Super Bowl and giving out more gift cards. So please tune in for the BOTB Football Show. For Big Web, for Zook, for Nick, I'm TJ. We'll see you next week.
See you at the Pro Bowl.